All right, let's just jump right in. I mean, think about it. We're living in an age of just unbelievable abundance. You've got hundreds of career paths you could take, thousands of products on the shelves, an infinite stream of content just a click away. It really feels like we've hit the absolute peak of freedom, doesn't it? But what if it's not? What if there's this quiet, nagging paradox going on where the more choices we have, the less free we actually feel?
Yeah, it's an idea that's basically baked into our culture, right? More options have to mean more freedom. But is that actually true? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that very assumption. We're going to explore why that feeling you have, that feeling of endless choice, it might just be a very, very carefully crafted illusion.
So what exactly is this illusion of choice? Well, to put it simply, it's that feeling you get of being totally in the driver's seat, you know? But behind the scenes, someone else has already drawn the roadmap for you. It's this belief that we're making all these independent decisions, when in reality, most of our options have been subtly pre-shaped, filtered, or nudged in a certain direction, often without us even realizing.
Okay, so let's start pulling this whole illusion apart. How are our choices really being shaped? Because it's not random, that's for sure. It's a carefully designed system. And honestly, the best way to get our heads around it is with this one really powerful metaphor, the curated shelf.
I really love this idea. Just imagine for a second that your entire world of choices, it isn't infinite. It's just a single shelf. So when you walk into a store or you open up an app, you're not seeing every single possibility that exists out there in the universe. Nope. You're only seeing what the store or, the algorithm decided to put on that shelf for you. Your freedom, it only exists within those pre-selected and often totally invisible boundaries.
And of course, in our digital world, this curated shelf is completely automated. It's basically an invisible feedback loop that just keeps on turning. So look, step 1, you choose something. Let's say you watch a documentary about ancient Rome. Okay, step 2, the system learns, hey, this person likes ancient history. Then comes step 3. It starts filtering your feed to show you more and more history stuff. So by the time you get to step 4 and you choose again, are you really choosing freely? Are you just following the path that the algorithm already paved for you?
All right. The second big force that's stalking that shelf, it's pure commercial interest. See, modern marketing made this huge pivot. It used to be about asking, what do people need? But now, the question is something way, way more powerful. What can we make them want? And this shift, it's why we're bombarded with endless choices that are often just tiny variations of the exact same thing. It's all designed to make you feel like you're in control, when really, you're just picking from a shelf that was built from the ground up to maximize profit.
And then, of course, there's the silent pressure from society itself. You know what I'm talking about. Those cultural timelines for when you're supposed to get married or have kids. The benchmarks you see all over social media for what success looks like. That deep-seated fear of falling behind everyone else. I mean, even our most personal decisions about our careers, our relationships, they're all super influenced by these invisible expectations. They're not always your choices, are they? A lot of the time, they're just you responding to the pressure all around you.
Okay, so we've talked about the external forces shaping our choices, but what about the internal cost? What is all this illusion of choice actually doing to our minds, to our happiness? Well, that brings us to what you could call the anxiety of abundance.
And this comparison really just nails the psychological shift we've gone through. Think about it. In the past, with fewer options, the question was pretty simple. Is this good? And you could actually find satisfaction in your answer. But now we're surrounded by endless alternatives, and the question in the back of our heads has become this nagging, anxious whisper. Was there something better I missed? We've literally traded contentment for constant, exhausting comparison.
And this isn't just, a vague feeling. It has real, measurable psychological costs. Let's break it down. A huge chunk of it, 40%, is just plain old decision fatigue. Your brain literally gets tired from making so many choices. Then you've got another 35%, which is this increased anxiety over making the wrong call. And here's the kicker. All those options actually lead to a 25% decrease in satisfaction with whatever you end up picking. It's wild, right?
And here's the real trap in all of this. When our culture frames everything, your job, your happiness, all of it, as a personal choice, then anytime you feel like you failed, it feels entirely your fault. We end up blaming ourselves for outcomes that, a lot of the time, are really the result of bigger structural issues, not just some bad decision we made.
Okay, this brings us to a really critical turning point. Because if we're ever going to break free from this illusion, we have to understand the huge difference between just having choices and having real power. And trust me, that distinction, it changes everything.
And here it is, laid out as clearly as it can be. Choice, that's just selecting from the menu that's put in front of you. Power, on the other hand, is the ability to help write the menu in the first place. And our modern world, wow, it's absolutely fantastic at giving us a million things to choose from on the menu, but almost zero say in what goes on it. Let's make this super concrete. Sure, you can choose which job to apply for, but can you really shape how work itself is structured? You know, the 40-hour week, the wage policies, the whole culture of burnout. And yeah, you can choose what content to watch, but you have pretty much no say in how the algorithms that control what you see even function. You see the pattern here, right? We get to choose the players on the field, but we have absolutely no say in the rules of the game itself. So, is it all hopeless? Are we all just puppets on a string? No, absolutely not. The solution here isn't to get rid of choice entirely. It's to become more conscious of it. So, for this last part, let's talk about how we can actually find a real path back to autonomy.
So what can you actually do? First off, become a bit of a choice detective. Before you pick something, just pause and ask, who designed these options for me and who really benefits from my choice? Second, just slow down. We live in a world built for snap decisions, so resist that urge. And finally, try practicing what you could call choice minimalism. The idea is to focus on choosing fewer things, but more deliberately. The goal isn't more options anymore, it's more meaning. It's all about seeking depth over just endless variety.
And this next quote really just captures the heart of it all. It says, "Freedom is not found in more doors, but in knowing which ones matter." Think about that. Real freedom isn't standing in some hallway with a million identical doors. It's about having the wisdom, the clarity, to know which 2 or 3 doors are the ones that actually lead somewhere you want to go.
And that leaves us with this final kind of powerful thought. In a world that is just constantly screaming at you for more, maybe the most radical thing you can do today isn't to choose more, but to just choose consciously. Something to think about, right?